Hi, I'm Patty Ann Brown, and you are in the strategy room. Officials with Donald Trump's campaign confirm the camp has no more plans for joint fundraising events with the GOP. This with the general election just 13 days away. The move was first reported by the Washington Post. It cuts off a key money source for Republican candidates hoping to keep hold of both houses of Congress. What does this mean for Trump, the Republican presidential nominee, and for GOP candidates nationwide? Joining us now, our Democratic strategist Joe Lestingi and Republican strategist Charmaine Yoest. Welcome to both of you.
Hi, Patty Ann.
So Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton's campaign has 41 fundraising events between now and November 4th. Mrs. Clinton will not personally attend most of them, but this is a big contrast to the Trump camp, which has 0. Charmaine, you are an advisor to several presidential candidates, Reagan and Huckabee. Is this shift typical or unusual?
Well, you know, Patty Ann, I'm kind of laughing a little bit because here we have a candidate who says he's focusing on the people and barnstorming the country, pressing in to the very end with the last 2 weeks left to go. And data shows over and over that the last 2 weeks is when people make up their minds. And so what is the problem with the idea that he's focusing in on the people who make the biggest difference, those who are going to vote? And frankly, we know that it's working because we all woke up this morning to see data coming out of Florida, where he's been spending a lot of time, and suddenly he's retaking the lead in Florida. So this strategy of emphasizing having Donald Trump talk directly to the voters is really paying off, and when you only have 2 weeks left, that's what you have to focus on. What really, really matters is the people voting, and prioritizing that over the money, which I think is a little unseemly for the Clinton camp.
Well, the Trump campaign's finance chair points out that online fundraising continues and remains strong, but they say Trump's focus right now, as Charmaine said, is on making his final pitch to the voters and not on raising money. Joe, the media is making a big deal out of this shift. Do you think that's warranted?
Well, yes, and I will give Charmaine a lot of credit here. She's right. Donald Trump has got to get in front of these independent voters, these undecided voters, and try to make his case. He is not leading in Florida yet. Let's be clear. He's still down 3 there, and it was 1 poll, so that's one bright spot for them. But the bigger problem he has, and this isn't even his problem, because Trump's always been about Trump. The GOP has a big problem because it's not only the U.S. Senate and the U.S. House. It is the countless numbers of members that are running for state chambers, for county executive, that are going to be crushed by the fact that they don't have GOTV operations to help their smaller campaigns. And let us not forget, a lot of state chambers end up drawing the lines for Congress. This is what really hurt the Democrats in 2010, when there was no enthusiasm and no money spent on those down-ballot races in 10. And there's a possibility it could affect Republicans here. So, again, Trump's been at war with the GOP for a very long time. It almost feels like for this entire campaign. And it's just the fissure is now visible, and it's going to have a financial and electoral impact down ballot.
No, come on. You'll be shocked to hear it. I completely disagree with you. Look, no one is saying that the GOTV efforts are going to stop. Look, they have been working together really, really well for the last couple months. All they're saying is that the last 2 weeks are going to be focused on the people.
But Charmaine, to Joe's point, Charmaine, the polls do favor Hillary Clinton, and some in the GOP say that, especially if the president might be a Democrat, it's essential for Republicans to hold both houses of Congress. Is this move away from joint fundraising going to hurt the GOP's get out the vote effort?
No, you know what, Patty Ann, this is one of those classic things, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Listen, if Trump was spending all his time with the fat cats raising money, people would be saying that he was afraid to get out in front of the people. He's out there raising enthusiasm and generating a really intense get-out-the-vote drive. And frankly, the truth is, at the end of the day, people don't split their tickets. So the more that he strengthens his standing, the better that is for the down ballot as well. And contrary to what Joe is saying, these polls are tightening. It's looking better. There's some optimism out there in the numbers. And let's also remember that, you know, 5 days before the 1980 vote, when Ronald Reagan had his landslide election, Jimmy Carter was leading by a significant margin of right around 8 or 9 points. So you really, in these last 2 volatile weeks, the really important thing is getting in front of the voters, and that's what Trump is prioritizing.
Joe, brief last word.
I give Charmaine's credit on this. She has got to push this because it's the last play the Trump campaign's got. They've got to make you know, they got to shine this thing up and make it look good coming into Election Day, because here's the truth. The map has expanded dramatically in favor of Democrats, and it's all about electoral votes. So even if he is doing better in states like Florida, he still has to watch states like Utah that he's losing, and Arizona that he's losing, and Georgia that he's losing. It's just, there's blood coming from everywhere in this campaign. They're trying to plug it up. I give him the best shot.
Those numbers are just not right. He's not losing in Georgia. He's not losing in all those states. The race is really tightening.
Tightening is one thing. The polls are, you know, maybe they're reliable, maybe they're not. There's only one poll that counts,
right? We'll find out
in
2 weeks, right?
All right, Joe and Charmaine,
you're 100% right.
Thank you both for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
And for complete coverage of the 2016 election, go to foxnews.com. I'm Patty Ann Brown. Thanks for watching.